Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, my fellow Chibits. Today, I'm here to bring all of you, once again, another weekly anime review of Assassination Classroom Season 2. Now, before I even begin, I want to quickly do a disclaimer. If you hear any rain, thunder, lightning, maybe even lights might flicker, because it actually has happened a couple times already while I was about to do this review, well, just pre-warning you, there is a bad storm going on outside, so please forgive me if you have any background noise. So now that I've said that, let's talk about Assassination Classroom Season 2. So, this episode, very good in general just to give characterization to the principal, Asano. And I feel like many, after watching this episode, when it comes to anime onlys, they're probably going to appreciate this episode and really love what this episode brought to the table when it comes to showing characterization and more of the backstory to the principal and how he got to the point to where he was throughout the entirety of the series with, the way he acts, the way, he constantly treated people, or the way he views his education and how he does things. And I felt like this episode did a very good job with taking the time to dive into his character, along with allowing us to understand why he acts like he does. And at the end of the day, seeing how Koro-sensei was actually encouraging him and giving him a lesson as well, which is very funny, by the way, because, Koro-sensei was kind of teaching the principal, or letting him realize what his teaching has been doing all along, and also letting him know that his methods weren't necessarily completely wrong. So a very good episode in regards to that. Now, I do want to talk about a couple of things. All shit is about to hit the fan very soon when it comes to Assassination Classroom, since, as I think many anime onlys are very aware of by now, the manga is done. The series is, GG, it's over. So, as you're aware, we're pretty much going to be reaching into the finale of the series very soon when it comes to the anime, since it was already announced that the anime will be doing the ending of the manga, which I hope it is done right. But for now, though, next week, a lot of shit is going to be hitting the fan. I'm just going to tell you right now, anime onlys get very hyped because there's going to be some crazy stuff going down very soon, and I cannot wait to see it anime, because when I first saw some of these scenes that were in the manga, I was fucking hyped up. Now, seeing how some of these scenes are actually finally going to be animated, I'm pretty excited right now. But getting off of that, though, let's talk about some other things. So, let's talk about how we had it in this episode. We're getting to see the scene where, Koro-sensei was just, letting us know that his weakest subject at the time when he was doing the test was actually math, and he outsmarted the principal, which was very funny, by the way, because he's like, I've read all the math books, I've seen every, book in, Japan, I've seen them all, looked at all the workbooks since I'm a teacher, and he's like, it felt like you kind of underestimated me, principal, Asano, I mean, I thought you would know better since, me and you are very similar, and I really love those scenes throughout this episode, especially with how Koro-sensei was kind of just, very disappointed in a way, because the principal kind of, underestimated Koro-sensei in his teaching abilities. But it's scary, though, when you take a moment to realize how much Koro-sensei really knows as a teacher. This man, straight up, did workbooks, like, fucking instantly. Snap of his fingers, which we know, he goes Mach 20, so he's incredibly fast. But still, Koro-sensei was able to even do a book that he wasn't really sure of, for instance, because he hasn't seen it in a while. His student held the book for a very long time, and so he hasn't really seen it to be able to realize exactly what was in that book at the time. He kind of forgot a little bit of things. So, yeah, Koro-sensei, ridiculous. Just to be able to do that, workbook that quick and under, like, a matter of a second, but also being able to beat the principal at his own game, which I gotta give, props to the principal for having the balls to be able to go up against Koro-sensei after Koro-sensei already won. It takes someone with, big balls to be able to go at a book, even though you're a regular fucking human, you're a regular human being, it takes a lot of balls to be able to go in there, open that book up that has a fucking grenade in it, and be able to just prove a point. So, at the very least, we can't say that the principal is a coward. He definitely will continue a challenge, regardless if it will end in his demise or not. So, yeah, that's about it, though, when it comes to this episode of Assassination Classroom. It was enjoyable. It was set up for next week's episode in the final stretch of the series. Can't wait to see how it goes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.